What's going on, my friends? My name is Joe, and welcome back for episode 4 of Town Hall 10 in 2021. As a brand new Town Hall 10 player, we need a lot of resources because if you watch the previous episodes, we're working on hero upgrades nonstop. We got laboratory upgrades to do, and we have offensive upgrades that we must complete. So today we're going to take a look at the top 6 farming armies that do not require heroes, no clan castle troops, no siege machines, and most importantly, the fact that we have not upgraded our spell factory from level 4. For army number 1, we have the all-time classic BARCH, barbarians and archers. I don't really think I need to explain this army because this is something that you probably started using from the very beginning of the game. The biggest weaknesses of this army would be the wizard towers and the mortars. What you're looking for is bases that have a lot of resources out in the mines and the pumps, and also bases like this where you have the storages exposed. Now, one major downside about this attack strategy that a lot of players out there just don't like is the fact that it does occasionally take the loss. You will not get the star if you rush it and you run out of barbarians and archers. In this case, I in fact got a little tunnel vision and I focused right here on this resources with a wizard tower sitting right there, and instead I actually took the loss. But at the end of the day, when you're pairing it up with a training potion, it doesn't really matter because this thing trains really fast and you can steal resources really quick, fill up those storages, and get back into those upgrades. So if you're looking for something that's going to get your resources right now, this is your army. Army number 2, baby dragons. I like baby dragons because they're very easy to apply. Now here's how we're going to do this. You're going to use 2 to 3 balloons to block defenses, and then you're going to drop baby dragons to pick up the resources. This can be done all the way around the outsides of the base. Now you'll also notice that we have lightning spells in this composition. You do not want to use your lightning spells on every single attack. You'll be spending more elixir than what you'll be claiming. But you also need to be on the lookout for situations like this right here. Air defense next to a dark elixir drill. Use 4 lightning spells to take out both of these buildings. That way you get rid of the air defense and you also claim the dark elixir. And this also frees it up. That way your baby dragons can keep picking up resources on the outsides of the village. Now this strategy can be used on alive bases as well as dead bases. You don't always have to select dead bases on this, but you have to be concerned about the air defenses and how often you're spending your elixir. But we're going to go ahead and speed this one up. That way you can see how we claim literally all the dark elixir off this base because we grouped up our baby dragons to take on this little section right here where we got the dark elixir storage. And we're going to claim all the dark elixir, but the only reason this is possible is because this base was dead. For army number 3, we have giants and goblins. Now this is in the format of the goblin knife strategy. There's multiple ways to use this attack strategy. You can use it like this where you drop the giants to block defenses for your goblins to pick up resources on the outsides of the base, or you can do it like the way I'm going to do it where I hold on to some of my giants to make sure that we can go inside the village to grab the dark elixir out of the storage and take down the town hall. That's mainly what I do with it. A lot of times I tend to use this strategy when I need a lot of dark elixir really fast. So as you can see, we're going to drop our giants in a row, follow them up with some wizards, and then we're going to open up this village with the wall breakers, dropping the heal spell to heal up our giants. That way they get deeper in the village, dropping the jump spell for our goblins, and then we're going to send a group of goblins to go in after the dark elixir in the town hall. We just got to freeze the wizard towers to make sure that we keep that at bay because the goblins are very weak to the mortars as well as the wizard towers. And then you can use your heal spell around the section where the town hall is located. That way you can take it out, and then the goblins will keep running. Now you can also use your remaining wall breakers and goblins to pick up resources that you might have missed. In this situation, we're going to open up compartments. That way we can send goblins in after the elixir while the wizard towers are distracted on your giants. That's why we used heal spells. But again, this is just one method of many ways to use this army. I've seen different variations of goblins and giants over the years. This is just one army that you can try for yourself, and if you don't like it, you can always alter it to fit your needs. In at number 4, we have the Pekka Farming Army. So the Pekka Farming Army is one of those ones that I tend to use when I'm doing a lot of Dark Elixir farming up in a high Crystal League and low Masters League. We're down in Gold League right now, so we're finding a lot of dead bases down here, or a lot of bases that have a lot of resources inside of the mines and the elixir pumps. So that's why we're using the Pekkas like this. A lot of times what you want to do with this army is you want to make sure that you focus your Pekkas to go inside the village to take the Dark Elixir from the storage, but we just didn't do it in this scenario. So we got the Pekkas working. We're going to go ahead and speed it up. That way you can see the results when you have your Pekkas spread out around the base like this. It doesn't always work exactly how we want it to go, but you also need to worry about this army because it is very elixir expensive. You will spend a lot of elixir to train this army, and it also takes a lot longer to train than the previous 3 armies. So it's great for stealing Dark Elixir up in High Crystal League and Masters League, but down here in Gold League, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Number 5 on our list, dragons. I know, I said dragons. Very expensive on the elixir, but very good for stealing the Dark Elixir. Now, the one thing about this army is this is the army that you would use if you're worried about losing trophies, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this process up. Now, you would use this army the same exact way that you would use in Clan War, by using the Earthquake spell and the Lightning spells to take out 2 different air defenses, which will leave you with 2 air defenses on the other side of the base, or wherever you tend to be on the village that you're hitting. And so you'll bring your dragons and your balloons into one of the other air defenses, and if you had your heroes involved, then you would use your heroes to take out this air defense, and you'll be able to 3-star every single base and steal all the resources off of that base. But that is not the situation that's going on right here. We still have 1 air defense still standing, and we unfortunately did not take it out. But as you can see for yourself, the dragons are able to move through this very dead base very easily and steal a bulk of the resources before running out of juice on that air defense. So again, this is one of those armies that you would use if you care about losing all the time, or you're trying to push up in trophies and you're looking for Dark Elixir. And for our final attack, we're going to include the miners. Now, a lot of players out there are going to ask why the miners were not at the beginning of the video, and the main fact of the matter when it comes to the use of miners is that you need to upgrade them to level 3. If I'm being honest with you, I don't personally enjoy mass miner, especially in this format where we have all miners trying to work through the base and take down the defenses and steal the resources, because we got to use a lot of heal spells, which costs a lot of elixir. And what I really feel about this army, it does require the heroes. I'm including it because I know a lot of players were going to ask about it, but if you left it up to me, I would not use this army unless I was doing some queen walking. The queen walking ties in really nice with the miners, and then if you have the barbarian king on the other side of the village to kind of keep the miners inside, that's where you get the most out of the miner army. But as you can see here, we're not even able to take down the Dark Elixir. They die off really fast because they are not upgraded, but it's a method. If you want to use miners, try them out for yourself. All right, so that was 6 different armies that you can use right now that does not require clan castle troops, nor does it require heroes, and it can steal a lot of resources for you. Now, what you need to understand is that farming itself is a combination of multiple things. The right army in the right trophy range as consistent as possible, meaning how many times you attack on a daily basis. If you don't attack a lot, you might have to consider what army you use. So we're going to finish up this video with some searching techniques, because a lot of players out there still do not know how to find the resources. Now, we're using the number 2 army in this video, the baby dragons. Now, if I wanted to steal a lot of resources really fast, what I would do is go into my magic items and I would activate a training potion for 1 hour, and I would just sit here and steal resources for the next hour. You don't have to do it, but it's a method on how to steal resources really fast. So we're going to go out and see if we could find one live that That way I can show you what I'm looking for. Now, each of your searches is going to cost you 900 gold. That's really not a lot at the end of the day, because gold is a lot easier to obtain than the other resources. You can steal gold really fast. But when I'm clicking next, I'm looking in the upper left hand side of the screen and I'm identifying what resources are available on the base, and then I'll reference the base itself and see if it's alive. Are the Inferno Towers alive? Are the Expos alive? And it also is based on the army that I'm actually using. So as I keep clicking next, obviously we haven't found one yet, but I'm trying to be patient. And that's one of the hardest things for a lot of players out there that play Clash of Clans, is being patient and finding the dead bases. They'll just click the first one, they'll hit the first one, they'll waste their resources, and they can't recoup it because they're not hitting something that has a lot of resources. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go find a base. Actually, I don't need to. This one will work right here. All right, so we got about 251,000 gold, 250,000 elixir, and 3,000 dark elixir. When I look at the base and I'm trying to figure out where it's out, I'm gonna look at the drills and the elixir pumps first. If you identify these little windows up top, you'll notice that there is dark elixir inside. So we're going to go ahead and drop a balloon, baby dragon there and a baby dragon there, and we're going to go after that dark elixir and that elixir. Now you can also look at the storages and see that there's really not a lot of resources inside the storages. The same thing applies to the dark elixir storage, because you can see that little ring on the bottom. So let's go ahead and drop our baby dragons and balloons just like this. Let's go balloons, and then baby dragons like this. We got 12 baby dragons, so we can do this. Let's go ahead and roast an air defense. We got to use 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get rid of that air defense, and then we're going to go ahead and drop baby dragon. And since there's not an archer tower local, we're going to hold on to our balloons. Let's see if we can finish up by grabbing the dark elixir that we missed right there, and then we got some dark elixir sitting right there. So let's go baby dragon. Let's go 2 balloons, baby dragon there, baby dragon there, baby, and then 1, 2, and then baby dragons here and here, and we'll go ahead and drop another baby dragon back there. And as you can see, we're easily stealing the resources. Now this is just one example of many examples that we will do throughout this series, because I tend to rotate through these armies. I will not use the same army every single video, because at the end of the day, what I want to do for you guys is make sure that you get some exposure to different armies, different attacks, and different ways to use that attack. And as you can see, we just missed out on some of the dark elixir, so we'll go ahead and use our lightning spells to pick that off, claim that dark elixir, and then we can move on. So we'll finish out the attack at 62%. We'll walk away with the bulk of the resources off that one. Normally I would not hit a base like that, but since we were doing it live together, I wanted to show it to you. That way you can see what I'm looking for and how to approach that base. Always make sure that you go back in and retrain your army, especially if you're using a training potion. I always forget to do that, guys. I always forget to go back and train that second army, but by training that second army, you can always go back out and attack again immediately after the first one. Hopefully you were able to get something out of today's video, and if you enjoyed today's content, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you have not done so already, and if you like watching us quite regularly, turn on those notifications. If you need any additional video support, or you would like to see the very beginning of this series right here, or the Town Hall 10 free-to-play series from 2020, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.